Sometimes you get to a stage in life where you don't even know who you are anymore. It's like, I thought I knew who I was, but current situations are making you realize that no, actually, I really don't know who I am. Who am I and what am I here to contribute to this earth? It's almost like you're drifting, and you have no anchor. You don't know what's anchoring you to this present moment. You don't know what's anchoring you in life. You don't know what's keeping you here. And you don't know where you're going. And I'm here to let you know that that is a normal stage to be in, but it's not a normal stage to stay in. Knowing who you are isn't as easy as everyone makes it out. Like, thinking that you should know exactly what you want to do with your life at 25, thinking that by 21 you should have a degree because you started university at 18, thinking that by 30 you should at least be married or be with your partner or settled down, or you should be on the way to be CEO of a company, or by 35 you should definitely be married with some children and making a lot of money and taking about 3 holidays a year and doing up lifestyle. Or maybe you're thinking, I should be retired off TikTok right now. There's so many expectations in this life, and there's so much things that life makes you, or society, or even social media makes you think that you should have achieved by now. And it's like, when you haven't got the same achievements as everyone else is portraying that they have, you almost think, well, who am I then? What have I done with my life? And you start thinking, well, I haven't done anything with my life, and you have no clue what you want to be, and you're thinking, well, I'm at this age and by now I probably should know. Or sometimes you're just stuck in the past thinking, why did I make so many mistakes? I've made so many mistakes in my life that sometimes I can't allow myself to think about it too much, because it will actually drive me into you see these cats? It will actually drive me into a depressive state. I didn't go to university when everyone decided to go to university. I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. I don't come from a family where people go to university. I don't come from a family where people know what they want to do with their life. I kind of come from a family where people just do what they have to do. Okay, and so when I was 16 and I left school, I didn't go straight to college. I went to college, but I dropped out. And so I've been working since I was 17, and I didn't really know what I wanted to do with my life. And then I was in uni when I was about 20, but I ended up dropping out because I didn't think it was for me. And it turns out it was not that it wasn't for me. I was just completely on the wrong course and I didn't enjoy it, and I was not gonna stay on it by force just to say that I've done something. And I got distracted by a guy, and I think that was probably one of the main reasons why things just turned left. After all of that, dropping out and working, I just didn't even know what I wanted to do with my life. And it was something that I didn't want to admit to my family. I didn't want to admit it to anyone, that I didn't know what I was doing, because I'm lakeishaa. I don't need anyone's advice. I know what I'm doing with my life. I know what I'm doing. Only I will advise me. I don't want anyone to know that I'm lost. I didn't want anyone to know that I was in a vulnerable state of not knowing who I am, where I was going. And I think at that point I was really crying out to God, thinking, God, I have no purpose on this earth. Please kill me. I was begging to God to please actually kill me. I was never going to commit suicide because I don't believe that I would be going to heaven whilst committing suicide. That's just my own personal belief. I thought I was going straight to hell, especially the life I was living. So I was hoping that God would have mercy on me and take me straight to heaven. Don't know who the hell I was fooling. But anyways, God done something greater. Instead of taking me off this earth, he showed me a glimpse of my purpose. You see, I didn't know who I was. I didn't know where I was going. I didn't know what I wanted out of life. All I knew is that I just wanted more out of life, but I didn't know how to attain it. I didn't know what steps to take, and I didn't even know who I was. And even though I gave my life to Christ, I still didn't know who I was. And it's only until now that I'm maneuvering my way to truly knowing who I am, because I don't believe you can know who you are without knowing your purpose. And I don't believe you can know your purpose without knowing God. So it's like, the moment I found God, the moment he began to reveal my purpose to me, and the parts of my purpose that he began to reveal, I saw who I was in those parts of my purpose. But it's like, if you ask me now, do you know who you are, lakeishaa? I'd probably hesitate and say, I know who I want to be and I know who I'm gonna be, but right now I don't know how far I am from that. It's like, how do I say that I know exactly who I am when I'm not exactly who I want to be? Is my identity tied in who I'm meant to be, or is it tied in who I am at every stage? And so if you ask me, lakeishaa, do you know who you are? I would say, I'm lakeishaa, and that's all I would say, because I know I'm a child of God. I know I'm a strong, powerful woman, but I'm also not who I want to be. So it's like, how do you say I know who I am? How do you define knowing who you are? And that's a question that I can't answer for you, because I don't believe that there's a point in life where you find yourself from a moment. But I believe journeying through life, you find different parts of yourself. So I don't believe that you need to go through life and find yourself, but I believe you need to go through life and find what you're meant to be doing. And by doing that, you begin to find the confidence in who you are. Because God already made us who we are, but then somewhere in our life we begin to lose confidence in who we are, and then we begin to doubt who we are and then not know who we are. But the truth is, we've always known who we are, but we just haven't had confidence in who we are. And so it takes life experiences to really give us the confidence in who we are. Like for me, when people kept saying, "Oh my gosh, lakeishaa, like you're so deep the way you think, you're so mature in your thinking," I didn't think I was mature. I thought I was a lost little girl inside of a woman's body, okay? But then when I started realizing and comparing myself, even in a good way, to like my age mates, I realized, yeah, lakeishaa, you are far beyond your years. And the thing about it is, you don't realize parts about yourself until it's brought to your attention. Sometimes it's brought to your attention by situations. Situations force you to realize what you're capable of, realize what you can handle, or people let you know that you do realize that and you realize, oh. But the thing is, there's stages where you don't know who you are. There's stages where you don't know where you're going to be tomorrow. There's stages where you don't know where you are today. There's stages where you're thinking, I've been working all this time and I still ain't got no money. There's stages where you think, am I even ever going to break even? There's stages where you start worrying and getting anxious because you just don't have a plan and you can't see next week. These are the stages that show you what you're capable of, that show you who you are. And these are the stages that push you in the right direction, because there's two things you can do with that feeling. You can allow this feeling to make you give up and just forget everything, or you can use it to power you into who you see yourself as, who you're meant to be. Because I don't believe that we ever just become the person we're meant to be. I believe that it's a lifelong process of just becoming who we are, because there's different stages in life that has a different version of us waiting for us to embody it. So it's like you're asking yourself, who am I? But the question you should be asking yourself is, what am I meant to be doing? And in that answer, you find your confidence, because confidence is accepting who you are. Confidence is accepting yourself exactly how you are. But sometimes you say, oh my gosh, I've lost myself. And it's not that you've lost yourself. You've just lost the confidence in yourself. I lost confidence in myself. I can't even mark it. I didn't believe myself. I didn't know who I was. It's only recently I'm realizing that I am like this. And we try and avoid who we truly are. Like, I can be a mean person. I'm saved. I gave my life to Jesus. I pray in tongues. I do everything. And I can still be quite horrible in my mind to people. I can still not like people. I can still be the type of person that I don't want to be. And then I realized it's not that I don't know who I am, because I thought that I got rid of that part of me. And now that this has happened and I'm thinking these wicked thoughts towards you, and now I'm thinking, who am I? It's not who am I, it's that, lakeishaa, that part of you is still there. You just didn't know it was still there. But it's not that you haven't got rid of that. It's that there was a deeper layer that you've just now uncovered. Because I've been doing all of this self-work, and then sometimes other things come up, like, oh my gosh, lakeishaa, you still got anger. Why have you still got anger when you've been working on your anger? Because you've got rid of all that surface anger. But now there's a deeper layer of anger that has just been revealed to you that now you need to work on. There's a deeper layer of insecurity that has been revealed to you that you need to work on. There's a deeper layer of despair, hopelessness, of doubt. You may think you got rid of all your doubt in yourself and in God, but then you get to a stage in life where you start doubting, and God is showing you that there's a deeper layer of doubt. This is the root of your doubt. Because to get to the root of a problem, you have to go through the layers. To get to the root of an onion, you have to peel back the layers. I mean, you can cut it in half, that would kill you. But you have to peel back the layers. And you go through different seasons whilst you're peeling back those layers. And you're thinking, oh my gosh, I didn't know this was still inside of me. You're realising I've still got daddy issues. I've still got mummy issues. I've still got insecurities. I still get attachment issues. I still don't want to lose this friend because I'm scared of being alone. I've still got abandonment issues. And you realise, oh my gosh, I thought I'd worked through all of this. It's not that you haven't worked through all of it. It's just there was deeper layers. God is getting you to the root, and it could take a while, okay? Because there was men in the Bible that God used that still had issues, okay? Peter was with Jesus for 3 years, and he was still chopping off a man's ear. God had to correct him, okay? There's people that, no matter how long your journey is, no matter what stage you get to in life, there's always going to be a situation that makes you question, do you really know who you are? But that's just a new stage, it's a new season of your life. Because I'll tell you what, I went on holiday last week, or whenever you're seeing this video, I went on holiday the last week of, I think, September. And I enjoyed the holiday so much, but I think the holiday also taught me that I'm not as grounded in myself as I thought I was. Because when I went on holiday, it's almost like I felt like, I didn't even, it's like for a second I thought I lost myself. For a second I thought, I came back and I realized, lakeishaa, you got a lot of work to do, because it's like I've been taken out of my normal environment, put in the sun for a couple of days, come back, and it's like I feel sad. But it's not that I feel sad because stuff is wrong. I realized that I wasn't completely satisfied with my life. And I guess being away from my environment and coming back has opened my eyes that there's other issues that I have within me that I need to deal with. Okay, I've still got issues where I feel like I need distractions from my life. Like, I sometimes don't want to face reality. And sometimes when situations come in my life where I get overwhelmed, I just want to escape. And that escapism is so I don't have to face up to disappointment. I don't have to face up to things going wrong. And that's something I have to work on. I need to learn how to face my front a bit more. I can't just avoid situations. And I think that's what this has taught me. Coming back has taught me that I can't just avoid situations because it makes me feel uncomfortable, because I don't know what I'm doing. Because most of the time we don't know what we're doing. But it's about keeping a clear head, separating your decisions from your emotions, and believing that what's for me will be for me, and that accepting that, yeah, I may not know where I am right now, but I have this faith and this belief system that even though I don't know where I am, I believe that God is ordering my steps into where I'm meant to go. And the encouragement I would say is, find your purpose in finding God. It will show you new sides of yourself, because sometimes it's not that you don't know who you are, but it's that you're in a season of birthing where a new version of you is trying to be birthed. But because you're continually questioning and stifling who you are and thinking, I don't know who I am, it's not that you don't know who you are. A new version is trying to come out, and you're feeling frustrated because a new version of you is about to be birthed. I'll tell you something. In June, I went through the biggest disappointment of my life. But that disappointment was a catalyst for a new version of lakeishaa to come out. And it almost makes me think that God made me go through that disappointment so this version of me would come out. Because this version of me wouldn't have come out unless I went through that situation. And at that situation, I was thinking, I don't know who I am. I don't know what I'm doing with my life. What am I going to do? I was relying on this. It didn't happen, so what now? And I decided that, you know what? I'm disappointed, but I'm going to push through. And by me making that decision to push through despite being disappointed, but despite not knowing who I was, despite not knowing where I was going, a new version of me was birthed, a resilient one, a more confident one, someone that knew how to handle conflict, disappointment with a calm and cool head. So it wasn't that I'd lost myself, it was that I was finding a newer version of myself in the situation that disappointed me. So I want to let you know that the question you should be asking yourself is not, who am I? The question you should be asking yourself is, what am I here to give? What am I meant to be doing? What am I here to contribute to this earth? What is my assignment? And in that, you will find the dimension of yourself that is trying to come out.